See, when it comes to a lot of women of today, we don't know how to handle a real, authentic, masculine man. We don't know how to really handle that or deal with that. And we don't understand that when it comes to real men, they're not afraid to leave you. Real, authentic men, they know and understand their value. They know and understand that they have options. They know and understand that you, ma'am, can be easily replaced. They're not going to go back and forth with you. They're not going to argue with you. They're not going to beg with you. They're not going to plead with you. You will get a warning at best. And if it's no changed behavior, they're out. Y'all not used to that.
This is a problem.
Oof, here we go again. Gentlemen, welcome to another list segment I like to call Women Are Hitting the Wall and They Don't Even Realize It, or Reasons Why Men Want Nothing to Do with Old Goods. Anyway, as I stated in a recent video, there's very little that will piss women off more than comparing them to a vehicle. Perhaps the reason why this won't end, aside from the fact that it's hilarious, is that understanding the nature of property is a deeply established part of the masculine software.
Ah, you are home. It is about time.
Isaac, what are you doing?
I am awaiting my dinner. This has caused me to become displeased.
You don't eat. And what the hell are you wearing? Is that underwear?
Affirmative.
I thought we were going out tonight. I was looking forward to trying that butter cake at Muska's.
The last thing you need is more dessert.
Excuse me?
As I am incapable of stuttering, I must conclude that you heard me.
Okay, you're going to tell me what's going on right now, beginning with an apology for what you just said.
I am sorry you are upset. Perhaps you are on your period.
Okay, jokes aside, facts are facts. Men are the ones who make the choices, not the other way around. Sure, biologically speaking, guys do the whole song and dance to attract someone they desire, but chicks seem to forget the fact that men have their pick and only go for those that they see as valuable. Here we go. Before we go on with the video, let me share the comment of the day. Shout out to G Slim, who shared, "Any woman who will tell the world of her infidelity, but not her husband, is a demon." And that is not an exaggeration. So thank you for dropping that comment, and please don't forget to reach out to my email to claim your $5. As always, guys, I'll be checking out the comments and I'll pick one from each video. Could be the funniest one or the most liked or just one that spoke the most truth. So don't forget to leave a comment and you could be our very next winner tomorrow. So be sure to hit that like and sub button too, as that helps out the channel so much, y'all. So now let's get right back into the video.
Embrace your masculinity.
You know, I'm starting to think that the main problem nowadays is that men are being told what a real man is by a woman who had no father.
Video games are important.
Hi, I'm Carrie Martin from Maumelle, Arkansas. I'm single and about to turn 40. How do I find someone to spend the rest of my life with?
I would say if I were you and I was 40 years old, I think I'd get me a nice dog. Because at 40 years old, you're not going to have the pick of the crop. Because they're not there. And a man 40 years old usually is married, or he's got a girlfriend, or he just doesn't care about it. And I would say to you, you've got a slim chance of getting a good man at 40. Get yourself a good dog.
Hello, my name is...
Solid advice from the last remaining Western women that actually saw the world for the way it was. Anyway, reason number 1. The clock is on our side. Again, men have options, and when we have the resources and vision, we're looking at the best product for the best price. Why? Because we have the time to do so. We can work our fingers to the bone until we reach the age of 55, and we still have a great chance to pick up where we left off in high school. Now, women, not so much. Not at all, really. The clock is their mortal enemy far more than it is for the man. I mean, sure, the bell tolls for all of us eventually, but what women don't seem to understand is that this is a matter of vitality. Men have the seeds until they are 3 days away from the grave. Personally, I don't think the Robert De Niro method of punching it at the age of 80 is necessarily good for the child, not to mention he's leaving them to be raised alone in Hollywood. But the point is, he has the juice and finances to do so. Okay, that statement almost made me throw up, but you get the point. Not only that, but this has a lot to do with mental state. Guys tend to be mentally consistent when healthy until the Reaper calls, but one look at the opposite sex and we have a completely different story.
So, what do you do for work? Do you like it? Do you like it? How many siblings do you have? Oh, you have a lot. You have a lot. It's fucking ridiculous.
You're using up oxygen, man.
I'm never getting married again.
Damn. Wow.
I'm not, it's one of those things in life that I feel like I could check it off. Like, okay, I did that. Maybe people want to say they've experienced that. I've experienced it. And I know the good and the bad that happened to me, so it's not something I want to experience again. I can have an incredible relationship with somebody and not be married.
Reason number 2. The wall isn't just physical, it's mental too. When women get older, they start to lose their minds. It's primarily a hormonal shift. Everything in their body is telling them they should be a married mother by now, but their decisions have led them down a path full of loneliness and disappointment. When this is highlighted in podcast debates, women lose their gourds and try and make the claim that men are just as miserable. They'll do this by trying to anecdotally present someone like Clint Eastwood in El Camino.
Get off my lawn.
But there are a few things to note here. Clint Eastwood is still a badass taking heads and names, at least on screen. Then you have Meryl Streep, who spends the majority of her days dressing up in progressive outfits to promote the message, as the critical drinker would put it, or raging on a forum over how men are the bane of human society. Moreover, from my experience hanging out with the old dogs, none of them have this hormonal imbalance where they make everyone's life a living hell. When you go out fishing or hunting with them, all they do is crack jokes and drink beer, completely unfazed by the dramatic cesspool you see on the TV. They stand in complete contrast to this silly argument, and I think many of us feel the same way. If anything, we appreciate their wisdom and guidance. The same can't be said about these characters.
I think I'm fucking gorgeous. I think I'm perfect.
Listen, don't take this the wrong way. You're not
Please,
a 10.
You don't like fat bitches?
Well, you took it there.
Wow! You could have just said no.
If you have an inaccurate self-assessment of your physical attractiveness, you're going to think that you deserve a certain caliber of man that you might be able to sleep with, maybe, but he's just not going to commit to you. And you're going to look at men that are actually your looks equivalent, and you're going to think you're settling for them, when in reality, that's your equivalent, and you're going to treat those guys like shit. Oh. She
Like
leaving?
that.
Wait, don't leave. Oh.
So,
No, she left.
5, 4, 4.
Guys, I just finished my date, and I am so embarrassed. And so I went in, and he was like looking around like, oh, like he was looking for somebody else. And I was like, okay, I'm like, hey, I'm Tia. And then he was like, Tia? I'm like, yeah, it's for me, from BLK. And then he was like looking confused, and he told me to sit down. So I sat down, I smiled, and he didn't smile back at me. And then he was like, I don't look like my pictures.
You catfished in. You used a filter on your BLK profile. This is you on your profile, and this is where you showed up to your date. They don't look like the same person.
holy shit.
Have you ever seen a man on a dating?
No, but I've seen a lot of emotionally unavailable, non-committal little boys.
Reason number 3. For women, the age correlates with delusion. As I said, men get older and they know where they stand. You won't see a 95-year-old locksmith going to a college campus to see if he can catch some tail. Although if they did try, I'm not going to bash that effort. That's pretty ballsy. But what you do see is a bunch of women that hit the wall on apps like Bumble and Tinder using some kind of fantasy filter to eliminate the crow's feet and sandy wrinkles. That, or they'll just post some pictures of how they looked 25 years ago. Then, when the date goes south quickly, when the guy discovers you belong to the morgue, they run to TikTok and Instagram to act like this last chick, trying to say that men lack the maturity to take on an ancient project and refurbish a Nubian pyramid. The funny part is, This lady's right, just not in the way that she thinks, as in the way of modern women. These men aren't mature enough for you. Why? Because not only can they be 15 years your junior, but the idea of age equality among men and women is a complete farce. Reality TV shows don't spend months trying to pair frat guys with 50-year-old widows because it's natural. They do it because a lot of people see an ad for it and think, oh look, the circus is in town. It's a spectacle that disgusts people and makes them laugh. But somewhere along the way, women did not get the memo.
Why do you think you're the baddest?
People tell me I am, and I believe it.
A lot of liars nowadays.
What did you say, sir? He said. What did you say?
You heard him. Where should a man take you for a first date?
The most expensive place ever.
Take me to the Louis Vuitton store.
Yeah, take me
Louis
to
Vuitton?
No, Chanel. $10,000 bag. Let's get it.
Hell no. Then I know you mean business.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're not messing with no broke men.
Broke man or so last year.
Where's my Range Rover?
Would you take a girl to the Louis Vuitton store
Sure.
and buy her something?
No, I'm not buying y'all
Okay. Well, we don't want to go out with you anyway.
I don't give a Keisha.
Okay, that was chaotic, but it serves a purpose. Reason number 4. Women are not wine. In so many interviews, Kevin Samuels being the most prominent, you see women coming up on camera thinking they'll be the special exception to the rule. When their fragile reality shatters, suddenly they go into a fit of rage. The combination of mental deterioration and what they see in the mirror causes them to either snap or hang up the call. What made shows like this so effective, though, is that people like Kevin, as I've shown on Man Guide before, are using the same questions and statements in almost every video. There is no deviation from the script, other than the responses these women provide for quality content. This sort of delusion comes from the idea feminists promote when they say women age like wine. We all know that the liquid they're looking for is milk, but they can't seem to wrap their head around this. This all comes down to what men and women provide, and what they've provided historically for most of history, which is wisdom for men and children for chicks. When a man gets older, usually the right upbringing makes them somewhat of a modern-day sage. They're a treasure trove of life lessons and skills that men need to be, well, better men. The legacy women left behind used to be oriented around homemaking and childcare, sometimes even nursing, but today that feels like something in a fictional novel found on the shelf.
I can't even believe how much the dating pool at 38 is like trying to find steak in the dollar store.
You're old. Just be old.
Let's talk about body count. We're grown as at this point, most of us has been for about 15 years or so.
Not one time I've asked a woman how many men that she.
But honestly though, who been in this?
But honestly though,
it's your turn.
We can push out a child and snap back in 6 weeks.
Yeah.
That don't know.
A woman with a high body count is only good for fun and companionship. However, a wife and a mother, no.
I wouldn't even go that far, but to each his own. Reason number 5, ignoring the wall means promoting the message. I think this reason applies to all of us, albeit in different ways. If a man decides to wave the simp flag and get hitched to an aging sociopath with 7 social media accounts, he's not only setting himself up for years of costly disappointment, but it condones the behavior of these old chicks that they think an ancient body count warrants success later in life. Luckily, we don't see much of this because it's insanely gross, and whoever actually goes through with it needs a psychiatric evaluation. For women, ignoring the wall and lying to themselves promotes the idea to young women that this is the proper path. They tell college graduates that they have plenty of time to start a family, and that it's a patriarchal conspiracy that they can't have kids after the age of 45. It's why we now see so many vloggers documenting their IVF journey at 50, only for it to end with the doctor saying you can't cook a turkey in a mossy crypt. The denial is so strong. However, that almost all of these chicks will tell younger women, this only happened to me, but there's still a good chance you can make it. And this plays into what I shared in a recent video as well. The enemy of women is other women, and that goes double when they decide to listen to a wall-hopping cat lady who believes science doesn't exist either. Moreover, even the women who hit the wall in the West that manage to convince a simp that everything is going to be alright end up failing like this case here.
Now this person is now texting you saying that he was with you actually all night.
He was not.
Okay, but so he's lying.
He is lying.
Okay.
He is lying. That's a big fat lie.
He said last Friday night. What does Katy Perry voice mean?
I have no idea. I don't know what he's talking about.
So he's lying.
I think he was with somebody else before he got to me. That's what I think.
Okay. Well, he thinks he had sex with you all night.
He didn't.
Did you blow him near the couch?
Yes.
Okay. Well, he talked
right when he walked in the door.
Okay, so wait.
I felt absolutely terrible that I cheated on you.
Well, I mean, do you feel bad that you lied to me?
Well, I was getting there. I told you I was working from the end and going backwards.
Okay.
The worst thing that I've ever done is hurt you.
Okay, so when you got, so tell me more about the logic of you getting caught lying, and then you go suck some other guy's because I caught you lying. How does that work?
I was an absolute whore and deserved to be treated like one. It was self-mutilation.
What? She belongs to the streets.
Reason number 6. Just because they're old doesn't mean they aren't children. I mean, you saw the way that chick was sitting on the couch. She looked like a toddler called into a principal's office for pulling another student's hair out of their scalp. When men age, they grow up. They take on new responsibilities and challenges that come along with seniority. When they can't lay brick anymore, they teach a young buck all the tricks, as long as they're not an asshole. If they spent their 30s crunching numbers with hard work, there's a good chance they're now managing their own floor of interns hoping to make their way into a competitive economy. Plus, when they successfully raise a family, they act as model grandpas who assist in the new generation's growth. Chicks like this, and pretty much all those who hit the wall in the West, don't resemble anything I just described. More often than not, they throw countless tantrums and blame the man for their crazy mood swings. Eventually, they walk around the house like a mental patient, their hands clasped around a coffee cup, worrying about political squabbles they can't even begin to understand. Then, they do what all of these women hitting the wall do. They self-detonate, often destroying 15 to 35-year-old marriages because their pickled minds absorbed a bunch of lessons on Reddit about how their existence is God's gift to the universe.
What is your biggest flex?
I don't want to sound too cocky, but I am so pretty. Honestly, every guy wants to talk to me. I can call anyone, yeah. Hello.
But what the hell, boy?
Oh, he must just be playing too hard to get.
Bitch dependency is no laughing matter. Addiction to a bitch can fuck with your friends, your health, and scary enough, even your money. It's a disease.
Okay, this last part only really applies to other demographics, but you get the point. I just thought it was funny. Guys, when you go out into the world, many of you are going to be approached by a woman who hit the wall hard. She's going to flirt with her coffee-stained teeth, bat her fake eyelashes, and act like she's part of some Real Housewives show. Take it as a reminder that women in the modern world are basically addicts without the chance for redemption. They've become dependent on the false narrative that they are still in the prime of their life. For them, the truth is it's been over for a long time. As for all of you, you're just getting started. As always, I wish you tremendous success. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember that if you leave the best comment, you'll get $5. Thank you so much for watching. If you found value in this video, hit the like and subscribe buttons, ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on future uploads, drop a comment, and share it. See you in the next video. Till next time.